Shae Thomas, and I'm the creator of ESSENTFLOW. Before I tell you about the methodology or the framework or what any of this is, I just want to say something real. I'm really glad you're here today. Now, it's not in a generic, fake sounding kind of way. I genuinely mean it. Because I know what it took for you to show up here today. You didn't just stumble across my video. Something brought you here. Something in you recognized that the way you've been operating isn't sustainable. Something said there has to be another way. And there is. That's why I built this. And I'm glad you're taking this step. Even if it's just watching a video. Even if you're not sure what comes next. You're here. You are here, and that is what truly matters. Now let me tell you a little bit about who I am and why I'm the one talking to you right now. I'm a capacity strategist, which is a fancy way of saying I help high capacity women stop surviving and start building something, whether it's something in their lives or businesses, and help them build it in a way that is sustainable. I have a bachelor in psychology and a master's in leadership. But honestly, the degree that matters most is the one I've earned by living this. 17 years of research, not in a lab, but in my actual day-to-day life. Figuring out why I kept burning out, why I kept performing under a version of myself that was actually killing me. Why everything I built kept collapsing over and over and over again under the weight of my own sustainable systems. ESSENTFLOW came out of that. It's not something I learned from a book and then repackaged it. It's something I excavated on my own breakdown, and rebuilt it into a methodology that actually works. I'm also a stay-at-home mom. I have a toddler, and I built this entire thing after bedtime on zero budget, living off of Dr. Pepper, while honoring my Sabbath day on Saturdays as a non-negotiable. Now, I'm not teaching this from someone who is sitting in an ivory tower where I have unlimited time and resources, because I have neither. I'm teaching this from the same trenches you're in. So when I talk about capacity honoring infrastructure, I'm not theorizing it. I am living it every single day. And when I talk about building around your actual life, your actual capacity instead of your ideal one, that's not a nice idea. That's how I survive. I am the proof that this works. So let me tell you why I built ESSENTFLOW. I built it because I was tired of watching high capacity women break themselves trying to fit into systems that were never designed for them. I was tired of the hustle culture that says you just need to work harder, optimize more, post longer, get on live. I was tired of the wellness culture that says you just need to slow down and take a bath. What? As if rest alone could fix a structural problem, because it can't. I was tired of watching brilliant, depth-oriented women shrink themselves to fit into rooms that were too small for them, and they knew it. They knew it. And they had to settle anyway. And I was tired of doing it myself. See, I've spent years performing productivity, performing having it together, performing a version of myself that could keep up with the pace of everyone else. Everyone else was able to handle it just fine. but it broke me. It broke me. And what I realized is that after years of burnout and recovery, after cycling through the same patterns over and over and over and over again, I learned that the problem wasn't me. The problem was that I was trying to operate from frameworks that didn't account for how I actually work. See, I'm a deep processor. I need time to integrate. I can't just implement the strategy. I need to understand it, feel it, connect it to everything else that I have going on in my life. I have high capacity, but that capacity also has limits. And when I ignore those limits, I don't just get tired, y'all. I collapse. Now, maybe you're the same way. ESSENTFLOW is the framework I wish I'd had in the beginning. It's built for women who think deeply, feel deeply, and have been told their entire lives that they're too much. It's built for women who have the capacity that this world doesn't know how to hold properly. It's built for women who are done shrinking themselves to fit into spaces that are not meant for them. So what exactly is ESSENTFLOW? ESSENTFLOW is a human development methodology, which means it's not just about your business or your productivity. It's about you. You. Who you are, how you operate, what you need to thrive. The framework is built in 3 phases. Phase 1, essence. Phase 2, foundation. And phase 3, flow. All which had me questioning my own existence, okay? Now, essence is about returning to yourself, excavating who you actually are underneath the performance and the exhaustion. It is getting clear on your identity, your values, your authority. Understanding, once again, who you are, who you want to serve, and what will you give to those you are serving. Foundation is about building the infrastructure that holds your message, your systems, your capacity honoring rhythms. The stuff that lets you sustain without breaking. And flow is what phase I'm currently in. And it's about sustainable momentum, operating from alignment. Your capacity fully expressed, not managed. Not just managed. And underneath all of it are 4 KPIs that tell you whether your life is actually working. And those are calm, clarity, safety, and alignment. Not revenue, not followers, not external metrics that look good but leave you feeling empty. The internal indicators that tell you whether what you're building is sustainable. Now let me tell you who this is for. This is for women who've been called too much their whole life. Too intense, too deep, too sensitive, too ambitious, too much of everything. It's for the woman who has built things, impressive things, but at a cost that she can't keep paying for. It's for the woman who looks like she has it all together while her life internally is falling apart. It's operating under the term and the phrase, I'm fine, everything's fine, I'm okay, while running on empty fumes. Who keeps performing because she doesn't know how to stop. This is for the depth-oriented thinker who can't just follow a formula, but who needs to understand the why before they can commit to the what. Who processes deeply and has been told that's a liability instead of the gift that it actually is. This is for the high capacity woman who's tired of shrinking. And I call her the capable exhausted. She is me. But if this sounds like you, you've come to the right place. Now, here's what I want you to know about how I built this. I built this to honor your capacity, not to exploit it. You're not going to find urgency tactics or shame-based motivation here. No, we don't do that over here. I'm not going to tell you to hustle harder or optimize your way to wholeness. I'm going to meet you where you are. I built it for depth, not speed. This isn't about rushing to get to the results. It's about building something that actually lasts, that when you scale up strategically in a way that months later you can still continue to scale without losing everything. I built this from lived experience, not theory. Everything in this methodology, it came from my own journey. I've tested this and I am still testing this in real life, in hard seasons, and with real life constraints. And I built it because I believe you were never too much. The room was just too small. So here's where we are. You're here. You clicked on this video. And whether this is the beginning of a longer journey or just the first time you're hearing my name, I'm glad you took this step. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're not too much either. You're exactly who this was built for. Welcome to ESSENTFLOW. And I will see you in the next video.